Yo, and welcome to the channel, and welcome to Daki Maki Brawl Stars. And today we're going to be obviously ranking all the game modes in Brawl Stars. And yes, you heard me right, this video is amazing. But always make sure that you join that club. We consistently give you places, and right now we're removing a lot of people, and this is your chance to join such a great club. But anyway, well, hello guys, and our first game mode is probably one of your favorite game modes because I think people that watch me, they know Brawl Stars Brawl knowledge, because Knockout is very high skillful game, and Knockout is consistently ranked one in the most favorite game modes because everyone likes to play knockouts, especially in high level. Knockout becomes a different thing. Knockout is consistently good. Knockout is very competitive because it's the best brawlers having it out, because definitely it's Piper, it's Melody, it's Belly, it's every good brawler, and it's very high skill for people who play knockout, but especially not in ranked, because if you play knockout for trophies, you're definitely a very high skillful player, and you're probably also a good ranked player, which we'll get on later in this video. But anyway, knockout it's a great option because it's good in earning trophies, but it's definitely not one of my favorites because it's definitely the best for skill, and I would play for skill. It's definitely not the best. But anyway, we will have to move on to Solo Showdown. Solo Showdown is probably our favorite game mode. Without Solo Showdown, Brawl Stars, I'm sorry to say this, but I don't think you'll be that much popular of a game. Solo Showdown is the classic. It's the first step. Even when you're just started the game, you're a newbie, you start with Showdown. Showdown is the best for trophy grinding. Like for example, even with the buffies, it's very easy to get the prestigious, and if you are grinding trophies, then you definitely need to go to Solo Showdown. It's very easy to get the trophies there, and it's very easy because you just grind the trophies. And obviously we can go into a match right now, but since I'm quite new on El Primo, I'm probably gonna get low skill brawlers against me. But anyway, it's just so easy to grind trophies on Solo Showdown because it's definitely the fastest method, but it's definitely not the most skillful method, because the first 500 trophies, it's just very easy to get on Solo Showdown, and it doesn't involve much skill because, well, where is the skill? Because you can just hide in the bushes and the game just becomes very boring, very boring. But again, some people take skill to another level in this game mode, and that's what makes this fun. This is also one of the game modes where you can die not expected, because again, some people, they just camp in the bushes and then you just go and then you just get bombed by Shelly or someone, and it's very interesting. And this game mode is one of my favorites, definitely. But going into Brawl, it's definitely one of, probably not the favorites for this video, but Brawl is quite good. Brawl is also very good for people who like obviously football and play Brawl Stars. But again, I don't like Brawl because first of all, it really depends on who your team is. If your team is bad, then you're obviously gonna lose probably this match, because the team, if you don't make a team in Brawl, whatever it's called, Brawl, then expect that you're gonna lose, because when they do passes, you just know, like for example, there, did you see right there where Griff played to that username? That was an amazing play by them. Look at my team, we're not doing much, we can't show anything, and again, that's why Brawl is quite competitive, and it's definitely one of the most rage baseful modes in the whole game of Brawl Stars, and it's definitely makes people crash out a lot, because this game mode is it's hard, but it's also very easy because you can just score 2 goals. But it's definitely one of the best modes if you want to grind trophies along with Showdown, because all you have to do sometimes is, if you're like under 500 trophies, you can just run with the ball, you're not going to get attacked, and you just score the goal easily. It's just 2 goals, which also makes this game one of the shortest game modes in the whole Brawl Stars. But it's definitely not one of my favorite game modes in the whole game. But obviously a lot of people favor this game mode because it's definitely quite high skillful, but again, it's teamwork, and a lot of people in Brawl Stars like the teamwork. But anyway, it's definitely a worthy opponent for this obviously video. But obviously, while I'm still filming this, make sure you put that subscribe under my video. But obviously, to continue this Brawl Ball, it's very high team, very skillful, because it's very hard, because sometimes, look, for example, how do you get through 2 people with high damage? And it's also very hard. But anyway, let's move on. This is probably the most OG game mode, the popular game mode, which is called, you guessed it right, it's called Jam Grab. It's definitely one of the most OG game modes. It's probably the first game mode. Gem Grab is probably the first step that you took in your Brawl Stars career, as even as a newbie, because everyone had to play at the start. You're playing basically Gem Grab every single time when you play, because Gem Grab is everyone's favorite when you win. But it's also very annoying, because one shot can change basically the whole game. Your team can be fully dominating every single second, but when one person dies with all the gems, it gets very annoying, because what else can you do? Because you can't do anything, because it's all about the teammates again. But most games are about teammates, but this is very annoying, this game mode, because one shot can change everything. If you die, and then they can just run away from you, and you only have 15 seconds to catch up, as while the opposing team has 10 gems. But also, it's very nice to win, because it's definitely one of the most shortest game modes, because usually it doesn't take that much. But it really depends on what your team is, because some people pick very odd brawlers, and there's some great brawlers you can pick for Gem Grab. And I'm definitely going to mention some names like Ems, Tick, and Meg are definitely the best picks for this game mode. But anyway, we won this match, and it was definitely a great teamwork. We dominated this match, but again, we still wouldn't know that one shot could change everything in this match. But anyway, Gem Grab is definitely one of the worthy ones, and it's definitely one of your favorite. I hope it's definitely one of your favorite ones, because this is a childhood, but it's just OG, and it's very nice. So obviously, Gem Grab also helps you a lot, because it's like it just below knockout in level, because it's very hard, because in knockout you kill some people and one shot definitely changes everything. But Gem Grab is kind of like this, but Gem Grab is more of a teamwork, while knockout is more of a solo, trying to solo everyone. But anyway, Gem Grab is probably the second place right now, and it's definitely not the first, because we're gonna go to the first place. Definitely deserved. It's obviously ranked, especially when you're on high level. Ranked is the most rage baitful, it's the most funny, it's the best game mode in the whole game, because you don't know what game mode is gonna be. So I can't explain this to you, because it can be Gem Grab, it can be Brawl Ball, it can be Hot Zone, it can be Bounty, and it's definitely great, and it's my favorite one, especially when you're on high level. You get to ban brawlers, so you never know who they're gonna ban. Especially, you don't even get to see who the opposition bans, and it's very hard, because sometimes your favorite brawlers, they can just be banned, and your most skillful brawler is done. That's why you always at high rank, you always need to be aware, because it's definitely the most skillful, obviously, because it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of skill. Especially, the most annoying is this: if you lose, you may be so close to reaching your goal, like for example Mythic 1, Diamond 1, Gold 3, any rank, but then you just lose one match, and then the whole atmosphere changes. You go from being the happiest man to the saddest man. But you will be the happiest man if you win it, because it's just so much passion in this game mode. Especially when you're in higher ranks like Mythic, you literally need to play three literally games usually just to get the win, and it's very exciting and it's very hard just to move up. And especially if you're in the mythic zone, then you probably are considered a professional in this game, because getting into mythic is very hard, very hard. Even like me, a YouTuber, but I'm still a noob YouTuber. I'm only in Diamond. I'm gonna try and get mythic next season, but it's probably one of the most annoying game modes as well, because if some people, like for example, picked M's and Tick, it's definitely very annoying, because some duos in here are just impossible to counter, no matter how good of a skill you are. But it's mostly only skill in here. It's the most skillful game mode. It's well deserved the medal of this video. It's very fan favorited, this ranked, and everyone that is good at Brawl Stars is good in ranked. But anyway guys, I'm gonna finish it there for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Bye.